Hello YouTube, it's Lisa Stade here of the YouTube channels of Lisa Stade and Hitler Obsessed, and I'm gonna do part 13 of the review of Swastika from 1974. As you know, the last video, video 12, got interrupted, I know. I'm gonna start on part 13 with the review. Now what I left off was of Albert Einstein immigrating because he was Jewish. He had Jewish ancestry. From Germany there, because the Nazis, they wanted to get rid of him, and they probably also, if they could have actually gotten a hold of him, they probably would have used him for the nuclear atomic bomb program. Little bit of a backstory on that is that Hitler thought that the atomic bomb wouldn't be as useful. I mean, weird how Hitler would think that, because you would think of a guy being okay with an atomic bomb. Well, he probably thought also that it would just cause the whole Earth just to, pretty much explode, so that got dashed. Plus, Hitler thought of the atomic bomb and theory of relativity and Einstein's ideas, scientific and physics and everything, theory of relativity and everything that Einstein came up with. Because Einstein was Jewish, it was Jewish science, and in Hitler's ideas, that was bad. It wasn't German, so it wasn't connected to the Aryan master race. So, Hitler had Himmler, the White Shield SS, have another guy that had another, guess it's a German kind of more eugenic crap there, of the Nazis, pro-Aryan master race. It's called World Ice Theory. And what that was for Hitler, and the Nazis, was that, I think it was called very good, one of the guys working in the SS, was World Ice Theory. And what they believed was that the sun, or the universe, was actually a ball of ice orbiting around and crashing down. It was something like the sun or whatever. And that's how the universe is made. Because, it was really just a real crazy idea of world ice. It sounds weird. But this was stuff that the Nazis considered okay. I mean, plus it also probably just made sure that they would lose, because if you believe in that stuff, no, I don't think you're the master race. Yeah. When the next scene here in the movie, documentaries of Chamberlain, here's more scenes of Hitler and his secretaries at the Obersalzberg. I've seen some videos on YouTube, I remember, of a couple of people. Guess you could actually see the underground bunkers in Obersalzberg that were part of the Burghof there, and Berchtesgaden, Obersalzberg. Which literally the entrance is just through a hotel. It looks like, or a gift shop or whatever. But here is Chamberlain, and he's coming back to Britain, waving that paper out, saying, "Oh, we've declared peace and everything." Sorry that the mute's down. Like I said, no DMCA, no copyright content match. I mean, I'm having to turn the laptop around. I'm lucky I put chronos of the footage and nothing got struck down. Gosh. I mean, yeah, YouTube's policies are a bit weird. But yeah, Neville Chamberlain, through the policy of appeasement with Hitler, they tried to do that to stop, what they didn't want was another Second World War. It ended up starting the Second World War. Because you can't appease a person like Hitler. Well, in Germany, they had all the hoopla there, and Hitler being happy, oh, we saved, the world from not being in the Second World War. Hitler had that kind of propaganda idea that, and would always blame people for because he's a complete narcissist. That the Allies started the war, the Brits or the English started the war, and which and Hitler's idea was the ones who started, which wasn't at all true, but but the theory of appeasement was to keep Hitler, happy or whatever, not start a war or whatever, just give him what he wants, maybe I'll be content. If you vote for, God forbid, raise kids, I know this is a weird thing. I've never been in babysitting, thank God, but this was the example one of my old college professors gave. So Professor Newman, if you're watching this, or not Newman, it's McNee. I remember your theory, your little example. Appeasement works like babysitting. If you have a kid or whatever for that to take care of, and they ask for something, of course you're gonna ask for more. It's like give them as a cookie. Remember that book when you were a kid? If you had that as a kid, or read it as a kid, like your school teacher or whatever read that, give them as a cookie. They're always gonna ask for more. Well, if you give Hitler a country, it's the same narrative. Except that at the end it's it's World War II and crimes against humanity. But ironic little bit of fact here from the film here is this is the last Nazi party of the Third Reich there. Their theme in this one, how ironic, because World War II is going to start, was a party of peace. I don't know if Hitler was trolling us. I think he wasn't. I think he knew what he was doing. But ironic, that sounds like a weird thing that Hitler was doing. But they have, that was, each year those parties actually had a theme, so, yep, they had that a lot. They were all about war and stuff. So when Hitler was like, oh, I want peace and stuff, no, he didn't. He wanted war. I'm gonna be blunt and honest and say he wanted war. I'm not gonna go into detail for that, because I want to get this series done and over and get more stuff done for YouTube. So, but so yeah, Hitler had and so that was one of the things that Hitler Neville Chamberlain ended up with was World War II, because this whole origin is Neville Chamberlain told Hitler, don't invade Poland or we call war on you. But Hitler was like, F it, I'm going anyway. And that's how World War II started. And so I'm probably gonna get shut down on this video if I dare say this. Maybe if we can understand Hitler's idea or a narcissist's idea. I used to be a psychology major, so not really detailed in that major anymore. I'm a history major. But I guess you could say, maybe from a narcissist perspective, like Adolf Hitler, you could probably understand what he's getting. They let me not have Poland, I invaded Poland, they said they would call war, and I invaded Poland, they called war. I guess, I don't know. I'm not Hitler, I'm not a narcissist. But I think Hitler was more of just like this victimizing idiot, if you ask me on that one. Definitely not the worst thing he could do. Not the most worst thing he could do that he's famous for. Terrible guy. We want this series to end and be done with it. But yeah, Hitler's personality was that, he was kind of more of a solitary kind of person. Which, come to think of it, aren't all of us YouTubers here actually solitary kind of people? Just saying. He'll probably just be the next, was it Logan Paul or whatever, God forbid. Him as an introvert. Because Hitler was pretty much a person that'd like to be by himself. Which is great, if you ask me. Great, you're the next Logan Paul. Was it Drake Josh or whatever? Whatever, there. In other words, you're not the good ones. A bit of random tangent there for you. But yeah, no, Hitler was more of an introvert. He didn't like usually having social gatherings. That's what I can understand from most people on the autism spectrum, and why a child adolescent psychologist or psychiatrist there would suggest that Hitler could have had Asperger's syndrome. A lot of people in the community would love to disagree, and I can understand why. But yet again, yeah, this movie, it really tries to gloss up the idea of portraying the Nazis as these normal, average Joes that went into the Third Reich, you know. I think the director really... I get the point what he's trying to say, like, they're just like the rest of us. I think in the documentary, he missed the bullseye. Like, he was really far off. Because a lot of people would have a different, even I would, about both the Nazis and Hitler. It would share the same idea, they were horrible people. I want to go so far as the director, disagreeing with the director that he would try to portray Hitler as having the same emotions and stuff. Because yes, he's human. He can have those same things. I think how he acts on them is terrible. I'm more of an old school person. Except most people, nope. God forbid if Hitler can make the same dopamine or serotonin levels as you or I. But yet again, a lot of people, yes, and this is one of those things that really does damage research. It's one thing I'd strongly abide not doing. Oh god, I'm getting to the 15-minute mark. I'm going to be putting part 14 soon, so, okay, this is Lisa Stayed here of the YouTube channels of Lisa Stayed and Hitler Obsessed, telling you to like and subscribe and hit the bell and set it to all for all your notifications to be notified whenever I make a new video. You can donate to my Patreon and my Subscribe store. You can definitely go to my BitChute channel on bitchute.com. That's Lisa Marie Stayed. That's one word, Lisa Marie Stayed. You can go visit my Facebook account or my Facebook Messenger account there. That's just Lisa Stayed. You can send me a friend request on there. You can send me a comment. Heck, you can send me both. That's okay. I'd love to hear your feedback on my videos. So thanks for that. And now on to part 14 of this video. Hopefully the last one.